losing its grip in the ongoing conflict with Russia. The recent revelations from Ukraine's Armed Forces Chief have raised alarming questions. With cracks appearing in the leadership and President Zelensky's visions of victory facing harsh realities, the situation seems dire. But is there more to this story than meets the eye?
Welcome to TFIGlobal, the antidote to mass delusion.
In a startling admission, Ukraine's Armed Forces Chief Valery Zelensky likened the conflict to the First World War stalemate, where both sides reached a technological impasse. But here's the catch. Unlike history, Ukraine struggles not just on the battlefield, but also in garnering foreign support. Unrealistic demands for weaponry and technology have left Zelensky in a bind as he grapples with a military stuck in a standstill. Valery Zelensky last week told The Economist that just like in the First World War, we have reached the level of technology that puts us into a stalemate. There will most likely be no deep and beautiful breakthrough. Zelensky's image of World War I and his focus on how it was a stalemate in which both sides dug deep trenches and saturated each other with artillery is half an image of what happened in that war. The other half of the story is that Germany lost the war because it could not sustain the fighting, lacking enough military supplies and even food for its troops. Once the US joined the Allied forces, the balance was tipped. Zelensky's problem is that he can't win foreign support for Ukraine by advertising a stalemate. Zelensky's statements, which also included unrealistic demands for weapons and technology, some of which simply do not exist, also cause problems for Zelensky. The tension between the military and civilian leadership is now in the spotlight. President Zelensky's administration openly criticized Zelensky, exposing the rift within Ukraine's top echelons. Moreover, top officials in Kiev believe that President Volodymyr Zelensky has become delusional. A report from the NYT suggests growing dissent within Kiev, with officials questioning Zelensky's vision of victory over Moscow. The once unified front now appears fragmented, raising concerns about the stability of Ukraine's leadership. Rumors about tensions between Zelensky and Zelensky have been circulating in Ukraine for over a year now. However, the scolding on Saturday that Presidential Office Deputy Head Igor Zovka leveled at the commander over his recent piece for The Economist may have been the first time this rift had been exposed, the NYT suggested. The general went on to predict that the Ukrainian military was unlikely to pull off a deep and beautiful breakthrough unless its backers provided it with more advanced weaponry. He claimed to have received phone calls from unnamed Western officials who were in a panic and inquired if Kiev was really at a dead end. The Ukrainian leadership has acknowledged that the operation is not proceeding as smoothly as planned, a circumstance that Zelensky has suggested is due to inadequate aid provided by the West. The reality on the ground, however, is very different from Zelensky's vision of scoring an ultimate victory over Moscow, and dissent is apparently growing. But it's not just internal issues causing alarm. The revelations from Ukrainian officials have sent shockwaves through Western capitals. Questions about the sustainability of Ukraine's resistance have raised doubts about the effectiveness of continued aid. The prospect of a prolonged, stalemated conflict has Western nations reconsidering their support, fearing they might be fueling a war without end. The situation in Ukraine paints a grim picture, with a stalemate on the battlefield, internal rifts, and fading Western support. The road ahead looks uncertain. The world watches as Ukraine grapples with its challenges, wondering what lies in store for a nation caught in the midst of conflict and uncertainty.